How's it going, fresh? So that's just really Desmond Samuel. Welcome back to my channel. I know you're wondering why this background is different. I'm actually setting up the background, so still working on that. This is episode 4 of Traders Edge. We're actually come here to break down pairs for you guys that have what it takes to make you money in this week and the next couple of weeks. Alright, so top 3 pairs and 3 pairs that actually have what it takes to make you money. So the first pair we called out was the pound sterling hit take profit 1, 2, and 3. The S&P 500 hit take profit 1 and 2. Nasdaq hit take profit 1 and 2 as well. So now those 2 pairs have actually gone ahead to pull back into entry to give us another decent chance at executing this trade. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Desmond Samuel. I have 4 years of experience and I'm here to simply make you money in the foreign exchange market. So before I get you to my chart to actually break down these 3 pairs for you in depth, I need you to do one thing for me. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button and then turn on the bell icon as you do so, alright? And then also share this video if you feel me, and then leave a like as well so that you can push the video to as many people as possible, alright? Let's get to my chart. Let me show you guys what I was actually cooking on the pound sterling, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and then show you guys what exactly I'm waiting for at the moment. First, so welcome back. So now before you actually start using BTC Dana broker, I recommend you first of all verify your account. That is the most important thing you need to do. So to verify your account, just head over to this profile icon like so, tap on that, and you see various options like demo, affiliate, coupon, statement. So head over to where you have account verification over here like so, click on account verification, and then it brings you all the way here. So now over here you see where it says your account verification. So here is where actually put your identity document, be it your NIN slip, if you're a Nigerian. So any government approved ID can actually work on BTC Dana in any country where you are. And then also you'll be required to put in your country and then your phone number. So your country would actually determine what government ID you'll be allowed to verify your account with. And then also you have to bind your phone number and then your email to this. All right, so it is a very simple process. And then also set your security password so that you can actually have your broker secured, and then also that would actually help you create a live account, and then you can actually link it to your MT5 here. So that's exactly how it works. It's a very simple thing, very simple process, and in less than a day you actually get verified. I think in like 10 or 5 minutes you actually get verified here. So it's a very simple process. Okay, so in the next video I'll talk to you guys about how to deposit money and then also link your account to MT5 so you can actually start trading my free signals. And by the way guys, check the link in the comments. It brings you straight to the free Telegram community where you get free signals on how to actually make money in this quarter. Alright friends, so welcome back to the inside of my screen. So to get things started here, we got the S&P 500 from my last trade call. So like I said earlier, the S&P 500 went ahead to actually hit our first take profit, and I did inform you that we could be seeing a pullback from here, and we actually did that. Yeah, so let me just get rid of this position size tool. So in our last episode, in episode 3 of the Traders Edge, I actually came on here to talk to you guys about this whole trade call like so. And if you pay attention closely, you may have been seeing a series of lower lows and lower highs from the last video. Now if you didn't actually get a chance to see the last video, I recommend you check it out. The link is somewhere around here like so. So now it all started as an arc on the weekly time frame, which I'm not going to go over. You can actually check the high, this is a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal highs. Yes, so this is exactly how double tops form. I've taught you in forex trading that one of the ways that you can know that the level is a supply level is that first of all you must be in a downtrend, that's one, and then there must be a creation that pushes the market downwards, and then there must be a retest, that's a revalidation of that level. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened here. And as you can see, this is already giving us that double top formation. So but then this is not enough for us to actually go ahead and make an entry on this guy. Yeah, so recall from my last episode, our overall targets are at 6,120 basis points for the S&P 500, and what we've actually gone ahead to do is just come midway, and then we still have some more points to the downside here. So how can you actually capitalize on this move? Now you need to see that there's something bigger at play here. Let's just go down to the 4-hour time frame for a more detailed view on this guy. I can tell you that the S&P 500 is actually still pointing to the downside. I mean, all things being equal, you shouldn't be surprised to see this guy move to the downside in the next couple of my charts will be frozen right there. So in the next couple of weeks, yeah. So these are how things look on the S&P 500. So our first entry was in here like so. I actually did make a video, that's our last episode, and then we are still trading around these supply levels like so. So let me just, what's wrong with my mouse? So let me show you something real quick. All right, so still around that supply level, like so, as you can see. So all things being equal, now these three confluences being checked does not necessarily guarantee that you must enter this trade at the time. This is exactly the mistake that a lot of newbie traders make. They don't understand that everything being equal doesn't necessarily mean that you should go ahead and execute. There is timing to execution. Yeah, so as you can see, like so, already we don't really need to deal with the bigger time frame perspective at this point, because everything still seems to be in line with the overall narrative. Remember, the narrative from the episode 3 is for us to find our way all the way to this 6,160 or 120 basis point. That is the plan. Yeah, now of course this is a weekly bullish engulfing candle. This is exactly why you don't really want to be rushing into trades at this point. Yeah, now the 4-hour time frame has a more detailed view in terms of entry. Now you can count your ways properly here. This is a high, this is a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, equal highs here. Okay, so equal highs are simply double tops. Now we have 4 confluences, okay, at play here. So we have the double top here. All right, so then we have a Fibonacci play right from this swing high, most recent swing high to the most recent swing low. That is the second confluence checked. All right, so we have again so we have this supply level retest. That's the third, and then this is gonna be the fourth one. So once this counter trend line breaks, that's when we actually make our entries. Do you understand? I mean, I've seen people make an entry already, and this is way too risky, okay? Because on the weekly time frame, that is a bullish engulfing candlestick. It doesn't take this market anything to just blow through here and you're out of the market. This is exactly what separates the newbie trader from actual profitable traders. This is it. Patience, okay, patience. You can know what to do, but when to do it is exactly what separates you and I. So this is exactly it. So once you see a 4-hour candle break out of this counter channel like so, entries are made. Otherwise, I'm not going to be executing this trade. All right, so fourth level target remains all the way at where the market actually reversed at in recent times, and this will be at 6,342 basis points. Once we clear this base like so, we got space all the way to 6,155 basis points. All right, so plus or minus, this is still gonna be a 1:5 risk to reward trade. However, this is gonna be turning to 1:15. You guys know how we trade here, multiple entries. So that's that for the S&P 500. Let us look at the bigger time frame and see if there are any potential hiccups to these trades. You know how we do it. You must always have contingency plans. As it stands, there is really nothing that can actually offshore our trade at the moment, apart from the fact that this pair actually went ahead to put in a bullish engulfing. I didn't understand, man. This is a crucial signal that cannot be you cannot afford to ignore this. Okay, so allow the market break out of the counter trend line and then actually go in there and then make your entries. All right, so that's that for the S&P 500. Remember, the overall narrative still remains bullish. Okay, so you must be careful as you're shorting the S&P. Be very, very careful. So Nasdaq also has a very, very similar play. We came just a few pips shy of hitting our second take profit, and then we're actually reversing all the way to the upside. All right, so now remember, in this series we talk about 3 pairs that actually have the tendency to make us rich in the next couple of weeks. All right, so now scaling down to the daily time frame, this is exactly how things look. This is what I said to you. If you're trading the S&P 500, or if you're trading the Nasdaq, mirror the S&P 500. Okay, it will give you more clarity, more confidence, and more confirmations. So again, similar thing on the S&P. We got a high, hello, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So equal high somewhere around here. So best believe you could be seeing a deeper pullback on the Nasdaq towards 24,350 basis points. This is why those people that actually made an earlier entry on the S&P 500, you guys be careful, be very, very careful. So a pullback into 24,350 basis points will actually give us a decent entry point at. So I have nothing to actually worry about here, provided we remain below 24,350 basis points. The S&P and then the Nasdaq will definitely collapse. All right, further all the way to 21,500 basis points for this pair. So this is the exact same demand level that we actually had on the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq. So this is exactly why I urge you people to be very careful. Although every single thing seems to be pointing south, we have the trend line here, we have every single thing pointing south, to be honest. But then again, okay, you cannot afford to throw caution to wind. So like I said, personally, I'll be waiting to see the counter trend line break here. Once I see the counter trend line break, I'll be a lot more confident to execute this trade. But for now, I'm not actually having any trades open at the moment. Closed out here. Okay, so we actually closed out on this trade here. So I'll be watching carefully to see if we have a counter trend and break at this point. Once I say a clear cut break here, it'll be a lot easier for me to actually execute this trade. Yeah. So the two pairs I'm focused on going on into the next couple of weeks now will be the S&P 500 and then the Nasdaq. Yeah. The euro dollar, on the other hand, does not really have any trade call right now. However, I'll actually just give you an update on what's actually going on with the euro dollar, right? So, but it doesn't really have any trade to be honest at this point. But then again, I'll just tell you guys what is actually happening. So, over time, we were actually trading to the downside. I actually showed you this. I actually showed you this earlier on. So actually trading to the downside. So this is a double top formation like so, and I actually broke down this pair in detail in episode 1. Yeah, so this is still a double top at play. And now what actually validates a chart pattern is the break of the neckline. I've said this over and over again. Yeah, it's the break of the neckline. So whatever thing happens here, provided we stay in this range, we have no business with it until we see a clear break, either a bearish weekly engulfing candlestick, I beg your pardon, bearish engulfing candlestick break out of this range like so into this level, and then a pullback in the subsequent weeks. They will actually go short on this pair. But as things stand, I am not in any way short the euro dollar because we're actually sitting at a very significant level. Yeah, so this just leaves us with the S&P and the Nasdaq that have the clearest opportunity going into the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so the S&P 500, we need to see a clear counter trend line break, the Nasdaq clear counter trend line break, then this euro dollar guy has to break this neckline, otherwise we have no trade. See, believe me, as market unfolds, any direction this pair decides to go, any path or decides to go, you make money from the market. All you need to do is subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell icon, and then check out the Telegram link here. It brings you straight to my signal room where I actually send detailed breakdown of these trades here.